Good afternoon and welcome to NASDAQ Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, we have Charlie Brown. He's the Managing Director on NASDAQ's Market Intelligence Desk with our midday update. And it did not take long, Charlie, for Trump to make some positive comments to get those major averages back in the green. Clearly, Nike helping the Dow, but the NASDAQ Composite and the S&P following suit.
Exactly. I mean, Trump's comments about basically the Ukrainian conversation being much ado about nothing, which is the title of our note that we wrote up today, as well as him stating that they could strike a deal with China much quicker than people anticipated, really gave a lift to the market. And traders are really more concerned with the trade deal with China than the impeachment hearings domestically in the United States.
Yeah, it's amazing to see just how much the major averages move around on a tweet, on commentary. Does that mean the market's fragile, or what's behind that you're getting these extreme moves based on conjecture, really?
It does. There's a number of different things that traders are trying to decide on what they trade against. Impeachment hearings are not one of those things that they can trade against, but they can trade against positive sentiment on a deal with China that will eventually, assuage a lot of the global economic problems that are out there.
Yeah, that's a good point that you make. Let's pull up our first chart of the day. We're going to take a look at the VIX. Jumped above its year-to-date average just yesterday. I'm sure the story is a little bit different now with the major averages in the green.
It is. I mean, we've had a couple of interesting months. We had August, obviously, when we were slipping into recession, or at least we thought we were slipping into recession. The VIX topped out. We've had a September that's been fairly calm up until lately, where it just came above that 15.3 level, which has been on average. We're coming into a month now, October, which historically, since 1928, has been about 25% higher than September has been. The reasons for that is we're coming into another earnings season and a lot of the end-of-year positioning. So we're going to be watching where the VIX goes at the moment, specifically as we get into October.
Yeah, I'm for one looking forward to earnings, get back to fundamentals and see exactly how these trade talks are impacting forward-looking guidance. Our next chart, one sector that is doing well off of some positive data this morning, U.S. home construction iShares ETF. You guys did some technical work on that today.
We did. We had a nice report on new home sales, up 7.1% for the period ending in September. So we took a look at the ITB Home Builders ETF here, and a couple of positive things that we're seeing. Specifically, since for this year, the ETF has been up 8 of the 9 periods, 8 of the 9 individual months. Increasing about 42%. Since the financial crisis in 2009, it's been up 9 of the 11 years, up 18%. We're coming right up against resistance, which is about that 44 to 48 level. As we get closer to resistance, we're expecting to see some consolidation, some profit taking, but we think we can go a little higher with a little bit more of positive economic news.
Well, I'm sure the low interest rate environment is certainly helping this chart along.
No doubt about it.
All right, Charlie, as always, thanks so much for joining us for the midday update. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ.